I've been hearing some crazy takes recently. Bring back Kenny. Is it time for the old 8 to learn from the new 8? No, again, it wasn't that one. I'm talking this one.
They can evaluate the practices, but you and I both know Mike Tomlin puts more weight on these preseason games. And when you don't have anything to go by there, I think that's advantage Skylar Thompson.
Will Howard getting cut? Come on, bro. Big Deke news. Before we get to talking about Will Howard's chances of getting cut, I can't even keep a straight face while saying it. Let's go over some Steelers general housekeeping and some transactions and just some quick updates here. Christian Kuntz first. His injury has gone from being not a big deal to a big deal back to not a big deal again. Because the initial report was that he was only going to be out a couple weeks and most likely was going to be ready for the start of the regular season. And then we heard he was dealing with a broken sternum, which meant a couple months maybe. He's going to be out for the first half of the season. And now we're hearing again it could just only be a couple week injury and has a decent chance to play week 1 against the Jets. So there you go. Nonetheless, we did make a corresponding move in signing a long snapper. His name is Jake McQuaid.
Who?
So we'll at least have a replacement for Kuntz in this third preseason game, and then we'll have to wait and see what happens once the regular season comes about. Now, other moves that were made, we got a lot of signings. We also have a bunch of cuts. First signing is UFL edge rusher Kenny Willix.
Who?
Cornerback Cam Alexander.
Who?
Offensive tackle Julian Pearl.
Who?
All while we cut Devin Harper.
Who?
Roc Taylor, and Braden Fehoko. Brief summary of these transactions. Kenny Willix was a big-time UFL edge rusher. Cam Alexander, undrafted rookie cornerback out of Oregon, signed with Seattle this offseason. Seattle let him go. Now we pick him up for this third preseason game. Julian Pearl is a journeyman practice squad offensive tackle. So essentially, none of these guys I'm expecting to make a serious case to join the squad and make the 53-man roster. Honestly, in terms of the cuts, I didn't even know when Braden Fehoko was back on the team for us to even cut him. But Roc Taylor's the one that sticks out. I know a lot of people are pissed off about us letting Roc Taylor go because he was doing good this preseason. By all accounts, he was doing good in training camp. Could have been a sleeper receiver to make the team. But apparently Roc got in Tomlin's doghouse last week. And if you're a guy like Roc Taylor that's already more than likely on the outside looking in to begin with, then, yeah, that's not a good thing to get in Tomlin's doghouse. We saw what happened with Kevin Dotson. So I guess this cut, even before the third preseason game took place, just expedited the process. And now Roc Taylor's no longer with the team. And I guess if Gabe Davis signs here, us releasing Roc Taylor makes more sense, and it's not something that I think people would be as pissed about, because if we do add Gabe Davis, then the wide receiver room has pretty decent depth. Now you're looking at DK Metcalf, Gabe Davis, Roman Wilson, Calvin Austin as your top 4. Scotty Miller looks like he's a lock to make the team. And then the competition for that 6th spot between Ben Skoranek and Robert Woods. And I mean, if Roc Taylor was still here, his name would be in the mix. But do you legitimately think he'd be making it over Skoranek or Robert Woods? And that is if we keep 6 receivers to begin with. That's not even a given. But Gabe Davis is visiting the Steelers right now. That report dropped yesterday. This is his 2nd visit with the Steelers this offseason. Happened earlier after the Jaguars cut him. He left without signing a contract because he didn't pass his medicals. And that happened multiple times throughout the course of the offseason for Gabe Davis. Visited with some other teams. I know the Saints. I feel like the Saints were one of them. Why do I want to say the Giants were another team? Either way, that's not really relevant. He visited with multiple teams. There's been a couple teams interested in Gabe Davis' services, but in all of them, he's left without a contract, and they're saying that his medical isn't all the way up to snuff just yet. But he's making a 2nd visit with the Steelers today. I'm guessing he's there now. I've been trying to hold off on making this video because he could sign at any moment, and like this information would be irrelevant. If he does sign and this video's out, I'll try to at least put an update here. But there is reports that he's going to be visiting with the Bills later this week, so I think that increases the chances of him, no matter if he passes his physical or not here, I think that increases the chance of him leaving here without signing the contract to have a check-in with his former team. I mean, that would make sense, but maybe the Steelers put the full court press on him and say, like, come on, bro, let's sign right now, and the deal is done. This is the second visit. We did hear the Kaboli reports from last week. Steelers looking to sign a receiver in the next 10 days. It's not Terry McLaurin, but it's the same ballpark, different section. To clarify the section, I'm talking about Peanut Heaven. And my guess, you know what? I got to pat myself on the back. My guess was Gabe Davis. We went through all the candidates, who Kaboli could be talking about, and I said, listen, it's got to be Gabe Davis. He's just a worse version of Terry McLaurin, but it's the same idea, the same player archetype. Big, fast guy, could take the top off the defense. Gabe Davis is just not as good as Terry McLaurin. But Gabe Davis would be a good signing. If it does happen, this is a good signing. It's a quality pickup. And I have said, let's throw another pat on the back here. I have said if there's another receiver that we should pick up that's out there, to me, just from an offense standpoint, who could fit the best and have like the unique skill set that we're lacking right now, it would be Gabe Davis, because we already have slot receivers. We have small, fast receivers. We have a DK Metcalf, an all-around, do-it-all type of receiver, but, you know, he's big speed, take it down the field. We don't have another guy like DK Metcalf in case DK went down, or if we just want to have two big outside threats on the field at a given time for a given formation. Now, Jonnu Smith, you know, we made that pickup. We know about his versatility, but he's not as fast as Gabe Davis. He doesn't have that experience of going down the field and taking, you know, 60, 70-yard bombs to the crib. Gabe Davis has done that. Like, that is part of his game. He just doesn't do it as high of a level as a Tyreek Hill or, like I mentioned, a Terry McLaurin. But most likely we'll be getting him on a vet minimum contract because of how the whole cut took place with him in Jacksonville. It's almost like the Russell Wilson situation. Like, whatever he signs for just helps out the Jaguars and what they have to owe Gabe Davis. I think that's the simplest way that I could put it. So he'll be signing for cheap, and it's not like he's 30-plus years old or anything. Injuries hurt him last year. So this is a make or break, a prove it type of year for him. You know he's going to be motivated. So I would like the signing. I would like the pickup. Just not as splashy as Terry McLaurin, a Terry McLaurin trade, trading for Tyreek Hill, or even signing Amari Cooper, because Amari Cooper is a big name. But again, I think Gabe Davis would fit our offense best right now, given what we already have, than an Amari Cooper. And then obviously Odell Beckham's another name that's been thrown out there. But yeah, that would be a splashy pickup. That would be a headline pickup. But is Odell Beckham better than Gabe Davis right now? Is he a better fit than Gabe Davis? I don't really think so. And we talked about if Rodgers thinks, though, how much weight would Rodgers have in on the decision and how much would Rodgers say impact that? I guess really not so much. I mean, if we're having Gabe Davis in for a second visit and there's legit interest from the Steelers. Because if we had legit interest in Odell Beckham, wouldn't there have been a visit by now? Wouldn't there have been some type of rumors or some type of report other than it coming from Odell Beckham himself, probably just trying to prop up his stock on that podcast that he was on? So that's that with Gabe Davis. Now let's get to Will Howard. I'm seeing multiple people bring up the thought that Skylar Thompson could beat out Will Howard for a roster spot. Just insane. Now, Fittipaldo brought it up on his podcast. We dropped that clip at the beginning of the show. I like Fittipaldo. I think he drops good information. Good Steeler reporter, but come on, bro. Again, it's not only him. I'm seeing other people bring it up. Has Skylar Thompson beat out Will Howard? Has Skylar Thompson done enough to put Will Howard's roster spot in jeopardy? I'm seeing the headlines. I'm seeing people tweet about it. I'm seeing it. It's a conversation. It's asinine, man. There is no way that Skylar Thompson should make this team over Will Howard because of what Skylar Thompson did in the preseason. it's just got to be common sense. It has to be. It has to be, right? Has anyone seen Skylar Thompson play in the regular season? Can we talk about that? Has anyone seen Skylar Thompson play in the regular season? There you go. Skylar Thompson's ceiling is backup quarterback. That is his ceiling in the NFL. Backup quarterback. We've seen him play. There are no expectations for Skylar Thompson to be a franchise quarterback. None. Will Howard won a national championship last year at Ohio State. Absolutely balled out. Absolutely balled out. In my opinion, has a ton of upside skill. Still, we can break down everything about the intangibles, the leadership, the size, the mobility, the arm strength, whatever it is. He has the potential to be the guy for you. So you're not putting his roster spot in jeopardy over Skylar Thompson. It would just be foolish. It would be asinine. Like if the Steelers did it, I don't know. I would be questioning Omar Khan. I would be questioning the Steelers' decision makers on this one big time. For all the applause, all the credit they get for how they turned over this roster this offseason, this would be like, what the hell happened? Like how do we do so well with all these other moves and then completely miss the boat on this one? If we kept Skylar Thompson over Will Howard, like that would be just insane to me. Absolutely insane. Again, has anyone seen Skylar Thompson play actual football in the regular season? Has anyone seen that? Watch it and then tell me you feel like he won his roster spot over Will Howard because of what he did in the preseason. This is why the preseason sometimes it's just like things start getting out of control with the takes. It starts getting really out of control. My God. Preseason. Come on. We're talking about preseason. Wow. Just wow. Yeah, heat check right there. I feel like people need on the takes. Do we keep four quarterback? Do we keep Skylar Thompson on? I mean, maybe. I hope not. We should trade him. That's what we should do is use this good preseason tape and trade him because he's not the future here. If we're talking about a guy being a long-term backup for us, that's Mason. You keep Will Howard around. You talk about the draft next year. Maybe even Rodgers plays next year. Who knows? It seems like he's more open to 2026 now than he's ever been through the course of this offseason. Like my mind literally can't even comprehend cutting Will Howard to keep Skylar Thompson and thinking that Skylar Thompson has this advantage over Will Howard because of the preseason. No, Will Howard has the advantage over Skylar Thompson just because he's Will Howard, is coming off a national championship, is a rookie, has potential in front of him. Like, that does count for something. You know, that does. Once he proves otherwise, if he sucks for a couple years, we do see preseason tape on Will Howard. We see him in a game or two, and he's doing Skylar Thompson type of things, then we could say otherwise. But up to this point, like, potential does count for something. And that's what Will Howard has going for him. But he also has, again, the championship moxie, the leadership, the size. There's reason we're talking about that potential and are excited about it. Oh, well. That's it for today's show. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Stay chilling. Peace.